So Other Voices is a diversity leadership program, an initiative that we run at the Greensboro Chamber of Commerce.
Inequity and racism is nothing new, but I think that Mary has dedicated her life to making things better by not just talking about others, but including all the voices in the conversation.
Because of her advocacy for human dignity, she's been able to help transform boardrooms, public bodies, and civic life as a result.
She's got a unique skill set for making folks feel invited into a conversation where they're not blamed or shamed or for what they think, for what they experience, for what they believe right then.
She's going to cause you to think differently. And what it did for me is it put me on a lifelong journey beyond Other Voices to learn about people that are different than me. And it's really shaped me as a human being and also helped me be a better person in the profession that I've chosen, being in law enforcement.
Mary has the ability to pull people in, even before they know that they've been pulled in. She has a way of making a person feel comfortable, making them know that their voice is going to be heard.
Who of us wants to be just tolerated? It made me think, because you hear, of course, people say, we have to create tolerance and that kind of thing. And she really challenges us to think about what those things mean.
She can bring white folks and black folks together talking about race in a way that keeps some of the anger, the volatility down, so that the conversation can be had. It could either be a conversation or it could be a volcano, and it's not. She just has a way of doing that.
What Mary's leadership does in Other Voices is that she privileges the idea of otherness, that we live in a reality within a community where there are many voices that are not heard, and we need to develop the capacity to be able to listen and hear those voices.
People always say that you should treat people the way you want to be treated, but Mary actually took it a step further and she said you should treat people the way they want to be treated, which means that you actually have to get to know that person to find out what's important to them and what they are craving in society, what they're possibly missing, so we can be more sensitive to everyone's needs.
She is one of those folk who will let you know that you can stand in two truths at one time. There might be a person who has a position that's not like hers, but she's not going to say, I don't agree with that position. She'll say, let me hear that position.
Mary helps us understand that it's really important to have a lot of voices in our heads. So when I come at issues of race and racism, I not only have in my head the voice of a dear friend who's a police officer, I have within my head someone who has lost a loved one or has experienced the police abuse of power.
Mary Kendrick is a bridge builder.
She has seen the value over the years of bringing people together to have these conversations, and to her credit, I think she realizes that you can't just fix it right away. You have to stay in it. It took us a long time to get here, and it's going to take a while to move out, but we've got to be moving the right direction.
There's so many divisions, especially right now, that have been so highlighted recently, and there's such a need right now for us to go out and talk to people that don't look like us, that don't think like us, are not in the same socioeconomic class as us. That's just so important right now, because I think that if we start to have these conversations, we can actually start to solve some of these problems.
This is the work that she chose to spend her life with, and it's benefited our community quite a bit. I'm glad she did it.
Any person that comes in contact with Mary Kendrick is changed by her.
Mary Kendrick is a game changer.
She's one of the coolest people I've met.